Hello YouTube, Robin Hood Bricks here, and it's Brick Hall o'clock. Right, let's get this open. And what do we got? A very, very mixed bag. Okay. One big bag, two big bags, three big bags in a shoebox. Get rid of the box. Right, so this is very unsorted, so literal mixed bag. I may as well tip them out one at a time. Actually, before I start, I should say the reason for these orders. As I'm going on, I'm building lots of new buildings, including many facades recently, and obviously building all these things takes a great deal of bricks, and I'm trying to do this as price economically as possible, and therefore I do have to do a lot of these orders, and I figure I may as well record them and edit them because they don't take up too much time to do compared with the other ones, which take a lot of planning and actually doing. So it is a necessary part of the process, unfortunately. And this order was a little more problematic than some, in that after finding a store that had a lot of parts that I needed and wanted, the person selling, actually, when it came round to it, didn't have all the parts they said they did. So on a few things, they weren't actually there. So it's actually become a less economical order than I wanted it to be. So there are about 3 reasons for making this order at this store, things that this guy had that no one else did, or not at the right price or right quantity. And it turned out that 1.5 of those was missing. So I've got quite a lot of bits here, which aren't enough to do what I want to do with them. So it's a bit disappointing, but nonetheless, we've still got some good bits, hopefully. I think they're all used, so they're all going to need a good wash. So one thing I can see straight away, I've already got one of these in the previous haul, is 3 more of these panel pieces from a junior set. These are quite good because I think they're going to make a good facade because they've got a lot of the work done, and if you're seeing it from a great distance, it looks like quite good detail, and you can see how that's quickly going to become quite a good building. So I've got those. Actually, that one's got a bit of a scratch that might buff up, or I can use it as a lower floor. The other ones look alright though. This big old piece was a bit of a novelty to me. This is also from some junior sets, and it's just basically 3 of these great big windows joined together with a sort of column at each end, and it's just to make a very quick frontage for a shop or something like that. So I thought I could use that as the ground floor of a facade as well. Very cheap, very easy, and it's even got a couple of bricks on the side, on either side, studs on the side rather, so I could put some sort of sign up to say what the building is or something like that, or maybe, you know, a plate or something like that to do something a bit more fancy. Don't know. So that was about, I don't know, 10 pence or something like that, so I thought I may as well give that a go. New on me. And I got a few more of these in case I wanted to make it either wider or deeper going around the corner. So I've got that and a fair few of these. Black frames. See, to build any of these facades you need a heck of a lot of windows, so I've got a lot of black frames. Still not enough, sadly, because you think if you just use 4 on each floor, then by the time you've got to about 8 floors you're already at 32. So an order like this, where there's probably about 15, is only about halfway, sadly. And worse than that is the glass, because the glass is quite expensive comparatively, and if you buy them second hand, not too bad, but they can end up quite scuffed. That is sticky mess, I think. Yep, so that'll come off very easily. Sticky stuff comes off best using lighter fluid, if you don't know that. Comes up a treat with that, just melts it away, very easy. So that's all very good. A few of those. One more there. And if they're scratched, you can buff them out with plastic polish, but that polish is quite expensive. I just happen to have some already, so I'm happy to use it, but it is about £15–20 a bottle. Here's another one, a pattern piece of glass. I don't know where I'm going to use that yet, but it's quite interesting to have one. That's from a friend's set, as you might imagine. Stephanie's Friendship Cakes. That's set 41308. Well, there's an interesting piece. So I've been collecting some of these micro figures to act as toys for sale in a toy shop or just to be played with children in my city. This one's from a Ninjago game called The Golden Weapons, 3856. So that's quite good fun. I'll go with my Darth Vader one, which I got in a previous brick haul. A couple of pattern legs. This one's just got knee pads on, so I thought it could go for a skateboarder or something like that. And there's a nice white skirt, which is from the tennis player, which is season 3, of course. A menu. Again, I don't know where I'm going to use that yet, but could be anywhere really. Quite easy to use that one. Another stickered piece, just a recycling sign. Can add that to a recycling bin. I'll make that useful. And lovely big surfboard here. This is a sticker rather than a print. It's a bit grubby and it's quite badly placed, both halves, but I can fix that, as we know. Get ready with the volume knob using my patented hot tea technique. Some people have to turn the volume down, but I have actually started using a lower volume for the target noise of the arrow from that sound effect. Yeah, it's slightly damaged, this sticker, in that it's actually been so badly placed it's hitting that stud, but I think that'll flatten out when we manage to peel it off with the help of some hot tea. There's a smaller surfboard as well. Now this one is printed, so no problem there. It's really bright and nice, isn't it? I'm getting a few of these so I can have loads of surfers on my beach. This one's been in a few sets, junior set 10677 and a couple of friend sets. This one, if you're interested in, is from set 7739, which is Coast Guard set. What else have we got? A couple of flame pieces. I thought these were quite interesting because they've got quite a lot of sort of dynamism to them. You know, it's sort of almost like a flame's coming out at an angle. So they're used in lots of different Ninjago sets, but I think they're really quite good. There's a third one. So I don't know what I'm going to have on fire. It's tempting to have a building on fire, isn't it? And have the fire brigade turning up. But I just think that's going to take quite a lot of space, and it's, I don't know. The jury's out on that one, so I might do a building that's on fire at some point. I try not to have too many firemen and fire vehicles. Oh, I've got 2 more of those because they're a bit boring, quite frankly. But if I do have that, it might work well. A couple more yellow window frames. Got a few in the last order, so a few more to help that along. I didn't know spider's webs came in anything but white, and I've used most of mine in the tunnels underneath my castle. But these are old grey, old dark grey, one of the most horrible colours Lego's ever done. But that's quite appropriate for a spider's web. So they're nice and dingy, so if I ever do like a dungeon or something like that, I can put them in there. Nice printed tile with Razor written on it. I'm getting a lot of random tiles like this just so I can have products on shelves when I get to doing my stores. What else we got in here? Now this is something, hopefully it's not damaged. No, it looks great, thankfully. So I already had one of these that was damaged, and this one isn't, thankfully, because it's the head, or rather the entire body, of Plankton, who is a character in SpongeBob SquarePants, apparently. And he's from 2011 in set 3815. And this isn't how he goes about town. No, he has something that I had earlier, his own fantastic vehicle to swim around underwater in. So it's sort of like a mech for a plankton. So I thought that was just fantastic. So I've been getting these bits over very many orders. I don't know how I'm going to use this in my city. Maybe I'll have him in an underwater scene up to no good. But I mean, he's just hilarious, isn't he? So he's a plankton, a little sort of tiny creature in a propeller-driven boiler case with some arms. So, I mean, what's not to like, right? So there's him. So I'm really glad to have completed that after a while. Yellow hips with black legs. So what I do with this is I pull off the black legs and then put on some yellow legs from something else, because they don't really make yellow trousers, because it might be used to make somebody not have any clothes on, which may be what I'll use it for. Nice handbag in gold for a minifigure in the city. Got a couple of more friends bits and bobs, like this detergent bottle and this, what's that? Something for the kitchen. There's another one of those. Just so I've got some more stuff for my shelves. Pink basket. Another spray bottle. Now here's a printed tile from a Simpsons minifigure. That'll be from Marge, the Donut Fancy magazine. Now I don't really like the Simpsons. I don't want any Simpsons things really in my city. But I do need this tile, because I'm going to use it as part of the sign for a donut shop. So you'll see that in use very soon. So it's good to get that, and that's in really good condition. So that's fantastic. Another printed tile. Docks. You can just imagine that being on a shelf and being a product. Otherwise, got quite a few of these Friends purple flowers, which are just a bit different from the normal ones, so we can have a bit of variety. These are sort of purple frilly ones, kind of look like a clematis, if you know your plants. Got a couple of stalks as well. These are actually bright green rather than a normal green, so they're very vivid as well. A green door. Lots and lots of masonry bricks. There's about 40 here. For one of the facades I'm building, I need over 100, so I'm definitely going to have to do more orders, but that's a start. There's a big printed, or rather stickered, TV piece. Bit damaged there, but when I fix that with my patented hot tea technique, I should be able to fix whatever's causing those bumps in there and smooth it out a bit. Could just do a good clean as well. But it's a really nice TV. It says breaking news, bank robbery, and then dog, ... So that's a really nice piece. I think that's all the interesting ones. Oh, that's relatively interesting. This was about 4p or something. It's actually bigger than a normal axle hole. I bought this because I thought it would be good for making a ride from, so you can have a Technic axle going through it, but it's way bigger than that. I hadn't realised, and it's almost big enough for a... No, I don't know why that is. I have to actually look at the sets these came in and see how that's used, because that hole's a lot bigger than I thought it was going to be. So, yeah, may not be able to use that. All these medium blue pieces are for the shallow water on my beach, and the sand-coloured ones are for, yep, you guessed it, sand. Another printed tile, some lubricant, 3. And I think that's it for the first bag. Lots and lots of good stuff. I'm going to have to shove that quite away to one side, aren't I, to get the next bag. We've got 3 bags here. Quite a big order. So I bought loads of cheap things as usual, and I think this is a big bag of them, because I'm going to need to be supporting a lot of layers. As you know, I've got a lot of different layers in the city, and my beach is going to be quite low, and then there's going to be a boardwalk, and then there's going to be a row of modulars. So all those modulars need supporting above the table there. So I need a lot of bricks. So I'm getting things like these big chunky arches. Look how many of these I've got. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, to help support all that weight. And that's also why I've got a lot of these 1x2x5 bricks, just for the height. So there's a lot of those, but that's what they're for. Now here is another reason for the order. I've got 8 of these, hopefully. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And these are going to be the edging or fencing for my road bridge that you have already seen, that needed some protection to stop cars and people falling off it. So that's just above the river with the crocodile in it. So I can finish that now. A few minifigures. Ah, yes. This guy was less than £1, so I thought, yep, go on then. So it's from Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, and it is Krang. So Krang is not this guy, he's this pink guy here. This is representing a sort of mech, I suppose, but a more modest sized one, with the little brain type creature that Krang is living in its stomach and driving it around. So it's a robot. And yeah, you can see that's the back of his brain. So he's in the middle of this thing, and I thought that'd be quite a fun baddie to have somewhere in my city. So actually I've got 2 very small evil people that are in little mechs, so that's quite good fun. Here is an old goalie from a football set. I just wanted him because he was very cheap, and he's got a torso that I haven't seen before, number 1. Yeah, good. And I think this was a sporting one as well, actually. I can't remember. I mean, if I see a minifigure going for less than £1 and I haven't got it... Oh, he's very cheerful. So I haven't got that head, so that's nice. I haven't got that torso as well, so... Definitely worth £1, that one. Looks like LT. I don't know. What do you think? Okay, so that's good. Got a pair of gates. Haven't got any of these, and I thought they looked quite good. I thought they might actually look good as part of a facade, sort of against the wall, or even in between 2 facades, sort of representing a fence to stop people on the far side, i.e. through the wall, from getting onto my railway line or something like that. I don't know, but be good to play around with that. Got a couple of Fabuland roof pieces. So these still do fit normal bricks, because Fabuland was really built with normal bricks, although some of them were quite big. So you can see that fits. And I just thought that this was a very different roof type, and they were about 5p each. So I thought, yeah, well, you can use them that way as well to make a pitched roof. So I didn't know if this would be a stall at my fairground when I get there or what, but yeah, interesting. Oh, another arch. Another arch. Yes, these are all quite big bricks. There's a couple of pattern ones with a 5 mark on, which I'm going to try and incorporate into my maiden railway station. A gold chest. Very good. Right, next bag, I think. More green base plates. These 8 wide ones are really useful for me because, so I buy them whenever I can see them, because I wanted to use absolutely all of my room that I could. And it turns out that my room is actually, I can't remember the number, but it's something like 13 3/4 base plates wide. So rather than only use, the half, I wanted to use the full 3/4. So if I have a complete row of these, the entire length of my room, then, and that's why I need so many, then I'm going to be utilising all the space I possibly can. So why not? And this one has got pen on. He did say it did. So I can either use that in a place where that won't be seen, where it's got something built on it, or I'm going to have a go at it with the lighter fluid, which might clean it up, or maybe even the plastic polish. A few different things to try there. But anyway, so it's good to get those when I can. Got loads of these, about 10 of these. These are really good as supports for holding up things like tables from underneath, because you can do something like that with 2 of them, a few more bricks perhaps in between, and it acts as a really good and strong brace for holding up different layers and things like that. That's the sort of thing I've got underneath my river at the moment, because it's sort of suspended in midair from my lower subway level, where I'm going to have my subway train eventually. I saw that the hidden side sets, the second line that are going to come out next year, include a subway station, haunted subway station or something like that. So That'd be very interesting as well. Some trans-clear doors. They've both got scratches and sticky on. I should be able to do quite a lot with them. If they're really bad, then I'll abandon them, I guess. That one's not so bad. Anything else got in here? We've got another couple of tread plate tiles, which I find very useful. Always buy them when I see them, because I'm going to use them for steps down into my subway system, and I've already used them on the steps in my market square and so on. So it's good to just differentiate one area of tiling from another. Lots of seaweed pieces. These are very useful on the coastline and also underwater when I eventually get there. There's a nice torso from the Series 12 Prospector. Sort of a undershirt with braces. Good fun. Jeans with safety pins in. Could be the Rocker, or it could be one of the Ninjago ones. And that's about everything of interest, I think. But a lot of bricks. Oh, another tread plate. But a lot of bricks. Now, I don't think you'll see many of these for a while, because I'm going to have to do a couple more orders in order to make a very large facade, which is using black window frames and lots of medium dark flash bricks. I'm also going to be doing a facade with these, but I need, again, a lot more bricks. But you'll see some things coming up very soon, like this going on my bridge, and the donut shop. So as always, thank you very much for watching. Do remember to like, comment and subscribe for more awesome LEGO videos. And next time on Robin Hood Bricks, we'll be doing another city update and putting some of these good pieces into use. See you then!